This is Paul Tully for Boxing King Media in association with the boxingking.com. And joining us today is undefeated IBO and WBC super featherweight champion Terri Harper. Terri, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
And you're just back from training, tough session?
Yeah, well, today it's more an active recovery day, so I managed to get a few games of table tennis in there after my session. Have a bit of a banter in gym, but yeah, I've just got out of the shower, that's hence why I look like this.
So Terri, in your last fight back in November, you broke a metacarpal bone in your right hand. We seen footage of you just striking with your left hand back in January. So how is the right hand feeling now?
Good. So I'll show you it. Wait, I don't know if you can see, obviously the scar there.
Wow.
I have got, but like Mike Hayton is definitely one of the best hand surgeons out there. Few people recommended him. Massive thanks to Eddie. He paid for the surgery and he didn't have to. And then at Christmas, I opened a jar like an idiot. And so doing that, I snapped the plate. But luckily there were enough new bone like that's formed and it's still solid. But that's why I've got a lump now. But yeah, I'll not be an hand model anytime soon. But I can still punch people, so that's all that matters to me. And yeah, we were taking it steady. That's why I started back punching just with the left. And then we've just recently started, well, I think it was February, we started punching with both hands, making sure it's padded up correct and wrapped. And
are you just, Terri, are you just hitting the paddles at the minute, or are you back on the full pads?
No, I'm back on the pads, on the bag, on the heavy bag now, sparring as well. So yeah, back at full swing of things.
Brilliant news. I remember seeing a tweet that Eddie Hearn put out back at the time when it happened, of the x-ray, and the bone looked like it had just snapped in two. So yeah. Is it true that happened in the 4th round?
Yeah, so that's my first broken bone ever. So it's kind of like I think it's a pretty good thing, to be fair, that I got through the pain barrier of that. But I think I put that down to the adrenaline and just the occasion. But yeah, the 4th round, I remember watching the fight back, I know which shot it is, and I kind of come over I kind of ball my right hand, and I just think all the force, like I've just landed with this knuckle and all the force has gone through. But when it did snap, I didn't instantly feel it and didn't feel no pain until I then throw a body shot. And obviously your body's a lot softer, and I thought that's really hurt my hand. And I thought from that moment there was something up. I didn't think I'd broken it, but I just thought there might be some tissue damage or something. And so I can remember going back to the corner at 4th round, and I didn't want to say up to Andrew. So then I'd gone back out in 5th, and I tried throwing it a few times, and like the pain I felt every time I'd landed a shot, it like I just explain it as like an electric shot through my body. Or like I felt it in my toes, and to a point where I'd have to then, if I landed a shot, I'd have to hold on to fanders just to get over that pain. And then I can remember Andrew shouting from corner saying, "You need to throw your right hand." And that's when I thought I need to tell him when I go back into the corner. So I got back into the corner after 5th, and I was saying, like, I've hurt my hand. It's like, "No, you're all right." And then I went, "Andrew, I've really hurt my hand." And they were like, "Right, just," and then we changed game plans, like, then just get on your jab and move and don't get like dragged into a fight. So that's what I did. And then later on in the fight, I think we were worried that it was going to be obvious that I wasn't throwing my right hand and that fenders were going to click on and up the pressure. So Andrew's like, "You need to bite down on your gum shield and just let your backhand go now and then, just so she don't get I don't get complacent and she comes on with the pressure." So I just had to do what I had to do.
I actually thought the 5th round was actually one of your best rounds, ironically, of the fight.
Crazy.
That fight against Thunders, an unbeaten fighter at the time. That was a great fight. You know, great advertisement for women's boxing. What areas of your game do you feel like Stephanie Bull has really like brought on and improved?
What just in that fight?
Well, I thought your jab in particular looked really, really good. You know, body shots, jab, just you know your composure and everything. It just you look like you were really in control.
Yeah. So like Andrew's always telling me that I've got long arms and that I need to use them. I got good straight shots. So yeah, really worked on the jab. Sometimes I could, like in the past, I've been lazy with the jab. So we really worked on that, working body and head as well, mixing it up. And like the game plan for that fight was just to stay away from Thander's backhand. So I was always moving off to my right, using my jab because she's dangerous when she gets in close. And I feel like I stuck to that game plan 100%. And it just kind of like for me watching it back, Thunders really couldn't do anything, and I didn't let her get in range and close enough to cause me any trouble really.
Yeah, it's a great performance. So the next big fight coming up really in women's boxing is the Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas fight on May the 1st. How do you see that fight playing out?
You know what? I'm happy for Tash that she's been given this opportunity. I know it's a fight that I've always wanted to see, and it's great that it's been made, and that we're getting it so soon. It's brilliant. And yeah, like I've shared the ring with Tash. She's not a mug, she's not a pushover. She's been around the game for many years, and yeah, she's a great athlete. And I think she's going to give Katie a good fight. But yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, and you mentioned there how you'd shared the ring with Tash before. Obviously, that one was called a draw. I was just curious to know, have you watched the fight back yourself, Terry? And if so, how did you score it?
Yeah, I've watched. Do you know what? I cringe when I watch it. So I've watched it and flicked through it because that's how much it makes me cringe. Because I just think, like that's not me. That was really a bad night in office for me. But you know what? There's no excuses. Everyone has them. And personally, I believe I learned so much from that one fight than what I did in my 10 previous fights before that. And yeah, like I said, no one's perfect. We all have as good nights, we all have as bad nights. And I personally believe that's a fight that I needed to give us that wake-up call and give us a kick-up arse, really. And that's when we've made changes. I've brought a strength and conditioning coach on, and we've changed the things we're working on in the gym and stuff. And yeah, it's like that. Now I see that fight as a blessing. And personally, I think the draw was a fair decision. I know, like there's people saying Tasha won. There's people saying I won. There's people saying they think the draw was fair. But I strongly believe I don't like when people are saying it's a robbery. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I try and not get too caught up in it. It is what it is, but. Yeah.
It's definitely a close fight, I think, in most people's eyes anyway.
Yeah.
Would a fight then, looking to the future, would a fight with Katie Taylor or a rematch with Natasha Jonas, which of those two would appeal to you more?
I definitely want the rematch with Tash. After the Tasha fight, we got a new contract. The Tasha fight, the rematch was in there, is in there. So obviously we've agreed to rematch Tash, and I do believe Tash, they refused something due to the monies. I don't get it all. I don't understand all that. Andrew will know better than me, but yeah, I'm happy to rematch Tash whenever. It's something I want to settle myself, and yeah, hopefully it can happen sooner rather than later.
I've seen on Twitter, Terry, that you are a Stonewall sport champion. And I was just wondering if you feel it's really important for you to use your public platform to kind of champion, LGBTQ rights.
Yeah, so I've always believed in being true to myself, always been open. From my professional debut, I had the rainbow flag on my shorts, and I never wanted to hide who I was. So, and I think it's important me now, obviously the platform I've got, being able to use this to just help anyone out there who may be struggling with accepting who they truly are, and just showing them that us from the LGBT community can be on these stages, and we're accepted. And yeah, sometimes you can get odd troll online, but I think that comes with almost everything online. So yeah, I do feel like it's important to me, and it's close to my heart to help anyone who's out there struggling.
Brilliant. So last year you managed to get out, Terri, 3 times, February, August, November. In fact, just generally, you seem to be, it's either 4 times or 3 times. I don't think anyone could accuse you of being a lazy fighter anyway. So is that the plan again for 2021, to try and fight 3 times this year?
Yeah, so I like the saying, active fighter's an happy fighter. I'm learning every time I step in that ring. So I think it's important for me to not have too much time off. Obviously, I'll have a week off in between after my fight, and then I'm straight back in gym, training again and learning. And yeah, so obviously the plan is the unification fight with Choi. Hopefully that'll soon get announced. And then midsummer I should be out. Not looking past Choi or anything like that, but this is just the plan if everything goes to plan. Another mandatory, and then hopefully the big unification fight by end of the year.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Terri, for your time today. Really appreciate you joining us here on boxingkingmedia.com, and wishing you all the best in your camp for your fight, your upcoming fight, and for the rest of the year. Thanks a million for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Paul Tully talking to Terri Harper for Boxing King Media. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more quality boxing content.